In the pantheon of Norse mythology, few deities capture the imagination as vividly as Freyja, the goddess of love, fertility, and battle. A figure of paradox and power, Freyja embodies the complexity of life itself, merging aspects typically seen as opposites: love and war, beauty and strength. Her influence spans various aspects of Norse life and culture, making her one of the most revered and fascinating figures in ancient Scandinavian lore. Freyja's role in Norse mythology is not just limited to that of a divine patroness of love and fertility. She is also a formidable warrior and a master of magic and mysticism. Known for her radiant beauty and fierce independence, she rides a chariot pulled by two cats and possesses the precious Brísingamen, a necklace that signifies her authority and charisma. As a deity whose domain includes the most fundamental aspects of existence, life, love, fertility, and death, Freyja holds a central place in the Norse cosmological tapestry. Watch this video to the end to fully understand this beautiful story and how it can impact your life. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more enlightening stories like this. Join us on this incredible journey. Unlock lessons that could transform your challenges into opportunities for growth. Let's go to the story. Freyja, often considered one of the most prominent goddesses in Norse mythology, belongs to the Vanir tribe of gods, who are associated with fertility, wisdom, and the ability to see the future. This contrasts with the more warlike Aesir, another tribe of gods with whom the Vanir had a tumultuous relationship, culminating in the Aesir-Vanir War. The resolution of this conflict saw Freyja, along with her brother Freyr and father Njord, integrated into the Aesir as hostages, but they soon became respected members of the Aesir community. Freyja's familial ties are central to understanding her character and influence. Her father, Njord, is a god associated with sea, wind, and wealth, which highlights the prosperity that often accompanies deities of fertility. Freyr, her brother, is also a fertility god, further emphasizing the fertility aspect prevalent within the Vanir lineage. Freyja's husband, Odur, is a somewhat mysterious figure. His name is associated with the frenzied mental states involved in Norse poetry and seership. The etymological connection between Oda and Odin, the chief of the Aesir, suggests a deeper, possibly symbolic link between their roles in Norse mythology. Freyja's search for her absent husband, who leaves her to wander the realms, is a recurring theme in the myths and highlights her connection to love and longing. Freyja and Odur have two daughters, Hnoss and Gersemi, both of whom are said to be incredibly beautiful. Their names translate to treasure and jewel, respectively, which reflects their mother's association with beauty and precious objects, such as her famed necklace, Brísingamen. In the broader context of Norse mythology, Freyja's family represents a microcosm of the Vanir's attributes: fertility, beauty, and wealth. Her integration into the Aesir tribe also symbolizes the blending of different divine aspects, such as war and peace and wisdom and fertility, mirroring the complex and multifaceted nature of existence, according to Norse beliefs. Freyja's narratives often focus on her interactions with other gods and mortals, reflecting themes of negotiation, fertility, and sometimes deception. These stories not only highlight her own power and independence, but also the interconnectedness of the divine and the earthly, suggesting that the gods actively shape and are shaped by human affairs. Freyja, a goddess of many facets, is represented by a range of attributes and symbols that reflect her complex nature and diverse roles. Her associations span love, beauty, fertility, war, and magic, each represented by specific symbols that carry deep meanings within Norse culture. Perhaps the most famous of Freyja's symbols is the Brísingamen necklace, a stunning piece of jewelry that signifies not only her beauty and divine power, but also her mastery over love and fertility. Legends recount how Freyja obtained this necklace by bargaining with the dwarfs who crafted it, sometimes using her charm and beauty as leverage. The necklace's significance extends beyond its aesthetic value. It is a symbol of Freyja's ability to manipulate desires and passions, both human and divine. Freyja possesses a magical falcon cloak that allows her to fly between the worlds. This cloak symbolizes her freedom and independence, traits that are central to her role as a deity who traverses the boundaries of the earthly and the divine. The ability to change shape, and moves seamlessly through different realms, also underscores her connection to the shamanistic practices of the Norse, particularly the practice of Seda, which involves journeying into the spirit world. Another striking symbol associated with Freyja is her chariot, which is drawn by two cats. Cats in Norse mythology are creatures that embody mystery and independence, qualities that Freyja herself epitomizes. The choice of such animals to draw her chariot also highlights her nurturing yet fierce nature. Cats, revered for their grace and lethal hunting skills, parallel Freyja's dual identity as a goddess of love and a formidable warrior. Freyja's tears, turned into gold or amber upon falling to the ground, represent the depth of her emotions and connections. This imagery is particularly tied to the myths surrounding her husband Oda's disappearance, wherein her tears signify her profound sorrow and everlasting search for him. These tears also symbolize the preciousness of true emotion and the idea that from great sadness can come beauty and value. In her capacity as a goddess of fertility, Freyja's symbols often involve aspects of life and growth, such as flowers and the fruitful earth. Conversely, as a warrior goddess, she is associated with the battlefield, where she claims half of the slain warriors to reside in her hall, Sessrumnir, in the afterlife. This dual role is crucial in understanding how the Norse perceived life and death as integral parts of a cyclical process. Each of these symbols, her necklace, falcon cloak, chariot, and even her tears, combine to portray a goddess who is not only powerful, but also deeply complex. Freyja's ability to embody and seamlessly navigate between love and war, earth and sky, human and divine, positions her as a central figure in Norse mythology, reflecting the intricate and interconnected nature of life as understood by the Norse people. Freyja is central to many Norse myths, which showcase her influence over love, fertility, and battle. These stories, rich in drama and moral complexity, provide insights into her powers and her interactions with gods and mortals alike. Here, we will explore some of the key myths that define her character and roles within Norse mythology. One of Freyja's most famous myths is her acquisition of the Brísingamen necklace. According to legend, Freyja discovered the exquisite piece crafted by dwarfs and immediately desired it. The dwarves, captivated by her beauty, agreed to give it to her, but demanded a night with her in return for each of them. Freyja's agreement highlights her strategic nature and her willingness to use her attributes to achieve her desires. This story not only emphasizes her connection to love and beauty, but also her formidable cunning and resilience. Another poignant tale involves her husband Oda, who disappears to distant lands, leaving Freyja in a state of deep grief. Her tears, turning into gold and amber as they fall, signify the depth of her love and loss. Freyja's relentless search for Oda across the worlds underscores her role as a deity of love, and highlights the themes of devotion and the pain of separation that are recurrent in myths across cultures. Freyja is often depicted as a mediator and influencer among the gods. In several myths, she intervenes in disputes or offers sage advice to other gods, leveraging her intelligence and diplomatic skills. Her involvement in the affairs of gods and humans alike underlines her multifaceted role as a goddess who navigates complex social and divine dynamics. In a dramatic tale of theft and recovery, the mischievous god Loki steals Freyja's beloved necklace, leading to a series of events that involve the gods in schemes and battles. Freyja's desperate efforts to retrieve the necklace highlight her attachment to her prized possession and her status. This myth also illustrates her vulnerability and the lengths she will go to preserve her dignity and power. Freyja is not only a goddess of love and fertility, but also a warrior. In battles, she rides with the Valkyries, choosing half of the slain warriors to join her in her hall, Sessrumnir. This aspect of her mythos establishes her as a formidable figure in the battlefield, embodying the Norse valorization of bravery and valor in death. Freyja's significance in Norse mythology extends well beyond the ancient myths and stories. Her worship was widespread across the Norse world, reflecting her importance in daily life and spiritual practice. Additionally, her influence has permeated modern culture, continuing to inspire art, literature, and media. This section explores the historical worship of Freyja and her lasting impact on culture, both ancient and contemporary. Freyja was one of the most venerated deities in the Norse pantheon. Her worship primarily involved rituals connected to fertility, love, and prosperity, which were central to the agricultural society of the Norse people. Offerings, typically in the form of animals or precious objects, were made to invoke her blessings for fruitful marriages, bountiful harvests, and success in endeavors of love and war. Temples dedicated to Freyja likely housed statues or symbols representing her, and her festivals would have been occasions of communal celebration and reverence. According to Norse beliefs, Freyja ruled over Folkvanga, a meadow or field where her hall, Sessrumnir, was located. This was one of the places where the souls of the dead could go, sharing this honor with Odin's Valhalla. Those who were chosen by Freyja were said to be treated to a peaceful and joyous afterlife, reflecting her benevolent and nurturing nature as a goddess of fertility and love. Freyja's imagery has transcended the bounds of ancient mythology to become a symbol of beauty, strength, and complexity in modern times. She is frequently depicted in art and literature as a figure of romance and mystical allure, often associated with her iconic symbols like the Brísingamen necklace or her chariot drawn by cats. In literature, she is a character that embodies the feminine divine, merging aspects of nature, magic, and the human experience in profound ways. In contemporary culture, Freyja's influence can be seen in various forms, from namesakes in music and film to her depiction in video games and comic books. Her story and attributes have been adapted to fit modern narratives, often highlighting her strength, independence, and magical prowess. These portrayals contribute to a broader understanding and appreciation of Norse mythology, making it accessible and relevant to new generations. Freyja's legacy also extends into modern pagan and spiritual practices, particularly those revived or inspired by Norse traditions. In these communities, Freyja is often revered as a goddess of magic, beauty, and the natural world, with rituals and ceremonies dedicated to her in the practices of contemporary heathenry and other neo-pagan traditions. If today's journey through ancient legends and timeless tales has captivated your imagination, please consider giving us a like and subscribing to our channel. Your engagement helps us keep these incredible stories alive and share them with a wider audience. By subscribing, you become a vital part of our community, dedicated to preserving and celebrating the power of mythology. Thank you for spending this time with us. Until our next mythical adventure, keep the legends alive in your heart.